Hi, Jay. Hi,
Hello.
everyone. Hey, listeners. Don't think my
What's up,
monotone
Jasmine?
voice means I'm not excited. I am. I just have my AJ morning voice.
Sleepy boy?
Yeah. No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm ready to party.
Part of my
Let's
wet
do it.
collar, I just got done like freaking putting water in my face because I'm actually a bit of a sleepy boy right now.
Oh, okay, okay. Is alcohol gonna help?
Maybe? I'm hoping. We'll see. Usually alcohol's been known as somewhat of a downer, so we'll see what happens.
On Sunday, I went to a brewery called Aftershock, and they had
Ooh,
a coffee IPA. I don't remember if it was a double or a triple. I'm pretty sure it was a double, but it was like
whoa.
9.8. And
Shit.
it was made with like Peruvian coffee. That definitely
Nice.
put a pep in my step, and it was fucking delicious.
Wow, look at you.
It was really good.
Nice. So you got your coffee for the day and an IPA. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was my second beer. Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. It was my second beer, but yeah.
Okay.
One beer per brewery. One beer per brewery.
Oh, very nice. What was the name of the spot again?
Aftershock.
Aftershock. Nice. That actually sounds pretty tight.
Yes,
That sounds
yes.
very tight. Well, you said
So,
one beer for brewery. Are we talking like
yeah.
some brewery hoppage going on?
Yeah, so what'd you bring to drink?
Oh, well, I'm actually excited for my beer today. I've never had this one before. Don't
Okay.
believe so. And I haven't had this brewery in a while, but I'm pretty sure had them on the show. I would not doubt. Somewhat recently too. But this is the Manu Bay Nelson IPA by Harland Brewing
Okay.
Company, based in San Diego, California.
Nelson IP. I've definitely had Nelson IPA. I don't know if I've
Definitely
ever had it on
Nelson
the show.
hops, I would imagine.
I
But
feel
this
like
is
we've had
actually
this conversation before while we were drinking this beer while we were on this podcast.
sure. Which is that is it the name of the IPA or the name of the hops used?
I think the name of the IPA.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Manu Bay Nelson IPA because it's using freestyle Nelson hops as well as Salvin and Waimea. So that's actually pretty tight. And I love the look of just the art of the can of it. It's very just a clean, classic, quaint look to it with some pretty fun colors going on. So if you're not watching the video version, jump on over to the Spotify app that you might have on your phone. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out to Spotify.
Spotify. There's definitely an M in there. It's silent. It's
It's a
silent when you
silent.
spell it out too.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm just too illiterate, so I'm sounding it out as I'm speaking. What did you bring to the show, my sir?
Oh,
What are you
well,
packing?
I didn't know they had these until very recently. Of course, I'm still on my
Hmm.
seltzer kick.
Oh,
Um,
awesome.
Kirkland.
Oh, Kirkland Hard Seltzer, huh?
Yeah, they sell their own.
Very
There we
nice.
go. Today I'm drinking grapefruit.
Oh boy, I hope you like it. Grapefruit sounds like a solid flavor for a hard seltzer, actually. Something about the
Okay.
bubbly citrus of it sounds nice. I think you'll dig it. I'm hoping.
Oh, I'm about to find out.
Oh, same here. Let me crack my can actually really
Yeah,
quick while we're at
making
it.
me
Oh,
thirsty with that thing. Oh
it's the
yeah.
beer belly intro all over again. All right, cheers, boy.
Cheers.
Ooh, and then we'll get right into it.
Oh,
Whoa. All right, you first.
tastes like grapefruit. I've got to say it's one of the better than some of the White Claws I have. I will definitely say that.
Dang. All right, Kirkland,
Oh,
coming up. That is one thing I have to say. As far as Kirkland goes, I feel like whenever you buy a Kirkland product, you always hear how it ain't actually that bad in comparison to other things, like whatever they're like compared to directly, you know?
yeah. Okay, I
Like their
like that.
vodka.
That's
Yeah.
a great way to describe things. Not that bad. Sounds like my life.
That's reassuring.
Not that bad.
Pour a glass of mine real quick, just so that way anyone watching the video again can get an idea of what mine is looking like. And actually, the camera is coming through pretty clear. I would say it's a pretty accurate view to what I'm seeing here in person, en persona, if you will.
It got the bubbles. I like when they got the bubbles at the bottom.
Mm.
Makes me a little ticklish.
So this one is definitely just like a straight up West Coast boy IPA,
Okay.
but it's got like a little bit of like it might be coming from the Waimea hops, I'm assuming, but just like the slightest bit of like almost sweet and not quite sour, but like a tang hoppiness to it, and like on the back end. So it's pretty nice, but
Oh,
it's
I got
definitely
some of
got
that
like a bit of
tang.
like oomph IPA hoppiness to it at an even 7%. So it is actually alcoholic
John
as far as
approved.
John goes. John approved.
John
Thank you, sir.
approved. Yep.
I'm gonna have another sip. Mm.
Mm. Oh
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
I taste all that gluten-free 100 calorie hard seltzer.
That's good. Good. And it's gluten free, even better. There you
And it's
go.
gluten-free, yeah.
There you go.
I mean, I
You
like
get
for
a
my
little
poops to be solid, but sure, why not?
at least now you know it'll be actually no, I think the gluten might make it more buoyant. So if you were to build a raft
Okay.
of poo, then you might have a problem if you just drank that hard seltzer.
Shit. That's exactly what I was planning on doing after this podcast, making a raft of poo.
You just get some Lincoln logs together and that's what you got to do.
Oh my God. Awful.
It's all right. You can make a submarine out of it, so that's all right.
How many poos, and I'm talking about per trip, not how many poops leave your butt. In your poop self-knowledge, how many poops do you think it takes to build you a raft of two float? And
What was
this
to
is
float? Was that what you
to
said at the
float.
end there?
To yeah, for
How
you
many
to
poos
float,
would it take to float?
to
For
make
me
yourself
to
a
float.
raft.
I'm
Yes,
like a
on
nice 158 right now, plus maybe a couple cents change. I'm gonna say I'm gonna need at least. Oh God, we're talking like true buoyancy here. I'm gonna need at least God 80 pounds of AJ poo to make that afloat. So about half my body weight or so,
What do you do
just
with
to
the
make sure.
non-solids? Do you like collect them and put them in like molds that make bricks?
Sorry about the late trigger warning here, people. Oh God. The worst part is my wife just recently recommended our show to a friend of hers. So
Oh,
they
bad
this is the episode
choice.
where they stop listening.
Bad choice, since friend. Never trust her again.
Shout out to Caesar. What's up, Caesar? I hope you enjoyed the show, bud. Or at least
Now
you
he
were up
knows.
until this moment.
He's gonna look at you and he's gonna be like, "Yep, about 80 pounds. That sounds about
He's,
right."
I hope you ask Caesar when you bump into me. He's be like, so how much what did it end up taking? Well, it's funny you ask because I did actually put it to the test.
Now, are you trying to make a poop flag to get somewhere? Are you just trying to stay afloat?
I'm just trying to stay afloat. If I can stay afloat sitting on it for 5 seconds, that's a win as far as I'm concerned. That's a
Okay,
scientific win.
that makes sense. You'll survive.
Yeah, for about 5 seconds
The
before I sink into the whitewater rapids of my
flies. You
life.
would have a layer of flies.
That's fine. Flies fly. They have wings. They're going to help keep
They're
it
gonna
afloat
add
more.
weight. Did you account for the extra weight?
I'm going to figure out a way to communicate with flies so that way I'll just tell them fly up. If you're going to land, cling with your little 6 feet and fly up. Let's keep this baby attached.
Oh my God, terrible.
Well, it didn't take very long for us to talk
No,
about our
we got
asses
there.
or shit.
We got there. At first it sounded like we were gonna be a professional beer podcast
It almost
talking about
did.
my Peruvian coffee, and we fucking psyched you all out.
What happens when you drink too much Peruvian coffee? The same thing that happens to everyone else.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fucking shit. No, it was great. It kept me up.
Nice. That's cool. No, that's freaking tight. Yeah, I did see that you went on a bit of a brewery tour, more than I expected. Like you posted one picture on the @BeerBellyPod Instagram story, but then like a few hours later, I went back. I saw that. I was like, oh, we have a new story again. I saw like 5 other pictures or something like that. You had a good time. It looks like
And I still missed two.
you missed two.
I
Oh,
missed
like
the
you didn't
post
post them
two.
yet. Mm,
Yeah. Well, one of them I didn't take a photo of. Yvonne did, so I needed to get it from her phone. And then the other
hell yeah.
one, I was just like, fuck, I forgot about it.
Ah, it happens. Especially after you've had a couple beers at other breweries. You might you might not think to do it. It's all good. I've been there.
Yeah. It was a lot of breweries. I went to Knuckle, it was Bare Knuckle Brewery. These are all in
Yes.
Temecula, by the way. I finally did the Temecula run. Remember, I was telling you
Temecula.
like the week before, I think it was maybe 2 weeks. I was like,
Sure.
Temecula has some breweries.
Yeah, yeah,
And one of these
yeah.
days, I want a beer hop. So Yvonne and I were there, sitting there, planning Tokyo, talking about how we have to save money. And I was like, or we double our money at the casino.
And then whatever we win, we spend it on breweries. That way you're right
Well,
back where you started.
we didn't win,
Oh,
but I
close.
did.
A brewery John a run with John is always a win. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I went to a
Very
few. I
nice.
wish I remembered all the names. I got the photos. So Bare Knuckle, that one was pretty good. Again, I had one beer per location.
Not okay, okay. Very
So,
disciplined of you. Very disciplined.
well, I knew the road that was ahead.
Smart man.
I knew So Bare Knuckle, that was one. Then I went
Hmm.
right after. I went to Aftershock. That's where I had the
Okay.
Peruvian coffee. And then after that, oh shit, Relentless. That was the other one I went to.
Very
That one
cool.
was that one was cool. That one was actually in a downtown area that we just
Oh,
randomly
fun.
stumbled upon. Like we drove. I was like, that's the brewery, and then we're like, oh my god, this is beautiful. So
Hell
I
yeah.
had my third beer. I was already feeling so good. So it worked out that we found the downtown area because we walked around.
Ah,
This is one of the few times I actually said no to a beer at a restaurant
okay.
because I knew more breweries were coming.
If you're gonna have craft beer, I mean, if you know that's down the way, then yeah, you might as well save yourself for it. Absolutely.
And by the
Smart
way, the
man.
restaurant we went to, great cocktail menu. We didn't have
Oh.
any, but it looked great. Definitely a spot we should check out.
Mm. Would love
Um,
to.
let's see. After that, I went to Black Market Brewing Co. I like theirs because their IPs or all the beers were like they'd have funny photos with them. So I had something called like the Bad Actor IPA, and I had a picture of Nicolas Cage next to it. So I like that. That made me laugh. Uh, so that was four, and then I went to Iron Fire.
Nice.
That was five, and the last one I went to was Solaris, which was pretty cool. Which honestly,
Nice.
I feel like I'm missing one. I am
Could be.
missing one. So what? That's five,
Oh.
6, 7, 8. I had 8 beers. Oh fuck! That's why I woke up so tired. Um,
That makes a lot of sense. Eight's a good amount. Heck yeah.
and the last one we went to, again, I was already fucked up, but enough to remember the night. I was still good
Sure.
enough to remember the night, and we stumbled upon where they were roasting each other, so people got to sign up,
Oh,
and it was
tight.
like a comedy roast themselves. They were all terrible, but it was
Oh,
still kind of fun to sit there and watch and drink.
watch them sink. Sure.
Hmm.
Were they like
So like I
friends or something?
no, no,
They didn't
no.
even know each other.
You just sign up and they put you against someone. I think they give you like a minute or two to
That's
see who's
liable
your
to start a
competition.
fight. Jesus.
I mean, if you're signing up for it, hopefully you're not a bitch, you know?
Right. I would love to do that someday. Maybe we can do it to each other. That'd be
One of
fun.
them was
Just
a little person, and
oh
they
boy.
were making fun of him. But yeah, we should do that. I would love to do that. Just roast each other.
Yeah, they just don't have to know that we know each other.
No, not at all.
That'll be the last day we ever do Beer Belly together.
I was gonna say, and then when we swing at each other, they're really gonna think we don't know each other.
Mother of God. That does sound like fun though. That sounds like a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
So that
I,
happened. And honestly, I forgot. I also went to round one right after, and I had another
ooh.
beer. That explains why the night is fuzzy
Oh.
after that.
Was it a space dust or something?
I think it was. I think. I don't remember. I don't know. You gotta ask drunk John.
That's a strong beer to end it on as well. Oh boy. That's no joke.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
I get it. I get when they ask, but at one of the breweries, I won't say the name of it. It was Ramen
Mhm.
Man. And when I asked for their triple IPA, she was like, just so you know, it's a triple. I can read. Okay? It
I
says
said
right
it with
there.
my mouth.
Yeah. Come
Jesus
on.
Christ.
What the fuck?
Maybe they just have a lot of lightweights that think, "Oh, triple, I'm gonna try one," ha, and then they get way too fucked up and they make a mess, blah blah blah. Maybe
Yeah,
they've just had too many of those Lone Star people that just can't handle, and they don't know what they didn't know what they were dealing with.
what they were doing. So
They didn't.
I would
Mhm.
say I don't want to. I'm not gonna name names. I don't feel like bashing today.
Sure.
I would say out of the seven breweries I went to, three of them were outstanding. One was
Okay.
okay, and the other three were like meh. But again, I only had one beer per each, so that's why I
Yeah.
don't want to really bash on any of them because
Sure.
I'm not gonna base it off of one beer,
Good man. Good man. But
except for
that
you
being said,
Lagunitas.
what were your Jesus Christ? That being said, what would you say were your three like outstanding?
Definitely the Peruvian coffee IPA. That
From
one
where
was my
again? Was
favorite
that Bare
one.
Knuckle? You said Bare Knuckle
That was
Brewing.
Aftershock.
Oh, Aftershock. My bad. Okay.
The space dust from
Oh
round
my
one.
God! Get the fuck out of here.
I like the bare knuckle one. That one, I couldn't tell you the name. Oh, it was called Right Hook. It was called
Okay.
Right Hook. That
Oh, that
one.
sounds fun. That's
It
cool.
good.
I love the
It
logo
was
for
good.
Bare Knuckle Brewing. That
It's
that
pretty
is one
dope. Yeah.
brewery that you went to that I have heard of. The other ones, Solaris, I've heard of, but otherwise the other ones I don't think I've ever heard of them, which
You've
is
heard
kind
of
of exciting for
Solaris?
me.
It seemed familiar. Have we had any of their beers? It was
I
a
don't
big
think so.
brewery too. Okay.
I mean, maybe we
Mm.
have on the show, but I really don't recall. I truly don't.
And then I guess the other one, I think it's called Black Market. I think that's the one that I.
That was one
Yeah,
that you
Black
listed.
Market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was it about those guys briefly that you appreciated?
The picture with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, sure. Okay. Okay. The bad actor.
Yeah. Yeah, it was God, what was the one I had? It was the bad actor. I think it was like 7.5. It was pretty hop forward. It wasn't too heavy.
Oh yeah.
Um, you know me, I like my hop forward.
Oh yeah. Don't we both?
I wanted to say it was a little fruity. There was no description, but I did get a little bit of fruitiness from it. And
Glad you added that in.
yeah, so that's how I know what fruit I'm having. I go, that's a banana.
That's a
That's a
banana.
banana.
Yeah. Sorry, let me do my fruit check real quick.
Those are plums. I'm pretty sure. Yep, plums. Banana and plums.
He did the same thing to my lower half, and he's like, "Yep, those are definitely balls. Definitely balls."
Mhm.
I can tell when they're nuts too,
Somebody's been sweating.
but only because I did. Blah, 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 blah. That's the only way I know.
So I've got to say that this is probably the area that has the most concentrated like area of breweries. It's crazy.
Nice.
Most of them, I'm telling you, all within like a 5 mile radius. I think only one was really kind of out of the way, but the rest
Okay.
were all like, fuck.
Would you say walking distance esque?
No.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
You
But within
could.
like a small city.
I would say every time we jumped on the car, it was a 5 minute drive to the next, to the next, to the
Nice.
next.
So easy driving then. That's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah, as long as you like map it to where you go from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, it's literally 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. It was like, oh, what am I doing?
That's
The
freaking tight.
spoilers, the break in between did not help. Did not help at all. I was still drunk by the time I started the next brewery, and I was more drunk by the time I finished that brewery.
That's good though. I'm happy for you. That's awesome.
So I recommend it to anybody who wants to try new breweries and you want to do
Sure.
a brewery hop.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. Also very dangerous. Brewery hops are they're fun until they're not.
Put it
You
that way.
know? That's what I'll
At a
say.
certain point, it's a mission. But again, at least you didn't have to worry about driving. All you had to do was enjoy yourself and try one beer each. Again, very
I
disciplined of
had
you.
I I had to drive. I had to drive John.
Oh
That's
my
not
god.
easy when he's drunk.
I'm glad you made it through. That being said, so again, that was in Temecula, California, right?
Temecula. Yep.
Temecula. There you go. So whenever you're in
Hmm.
that area, make sure to, or if you're not, make the drive over. John approved. Beer Belly approved.
100%. Go to the casino first. Double your money.
Ooh. What games did you play?
Um, well, they were mostly slot machines. So I
Ooh.
did the Frankenstein one finally. I've been wanting to play that one for a while. That
Oh,
I did a Willy Wonka one.
I know you. I've seen you play that one. I think. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I have. This was a different one, but yes, Willy
Oh,
Wonka,
okay.
Huff and More Puff.
Yeah, it sounds more like
I
you.
I like that one. That was fun. There's piggies like
Oh,
me.
nice. Jesus.
And then Yvonne had her last 20 and she was calling it quits, so we went to Baccarat because I was ready to double it. Did not double it.
Oh
Did not
boy.
double it at all. But I finally got to play Baccarat. I've been wanting to play that for a while now.
Gotcha. At least you gave it a shot. Good for you. Good
It's
man.
crazy to see you lose $20 in 10 seconds.
Oh, that sounds like big gambling. That sounds like gambling. Very reminiscent of Vegas, which I do want to go to someday. But now that I know that Temecula has gambling, I might as well do that.
That's the move. No, that's the move. 100% go to Temecula. It's big enough to have a great time.
There you
The
go.
beers
A
are
quaint
just as
town,
expensive.
clean area.
Yeah. The middle of the desert. There's a Dutch Bros on the way. That's the place to
Ooh.
go.
See, that sounds lovely. I'm down for that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm totally down.
Oh, I'm telling you, you're down. I'm telling you, you're going.
Then just kidnap me, man. Make it happen. That sounds like a dream. I'd be more than into that.
We'd get in so much trouble. Our
I think
wives would
so.
not be okay with that.
Oh, if they had to babysit us.
Yeah. It's one thing when you're brewery hop by yourself. It's another thing when you brewery hop with your boy. That's trouble. 7 beers easily turns into 52. You know?
I think that math does check out when it comes to you and I. I think you're doing them beer belly gymnastics, and you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. No, for sure.
And the judges are our wives, and they're giving us zeros and a
Yeah,
couple of
oh
ass
yeah.
kickings.
They will judge us. They will judge us. That's a strong word to use, but it's the correct word to use.
Oh yeah. So much trouble. I'm telling you.
Well, speaking of getting into a lot of trouble, we are going to be getting in a lot of trouble this coming October 5th, which, as you guys probably know, the previous episode of this one, we had the craft beer legend, Mr. Gregory Nagel, on the show at
Mm-hmm.
OC Beer Blog on Instagram
Oh, see beer below.
and all those good socials, of course. Definitely go back and listen to it if you haven't yet, because it was a ridiculous ride. Greg, again, shout out to you, man, for being
He got caught
such
in
a
the
good
booty hole.
sport. He got caught in the booty hole.
Yeah.
Got sucked right in. No
Yep.
remorse.
That'll happen. The black hole of the booty hole.
Again. You know what? I was going to call him a good sport, and you are a great sport, Greg. You put up with our shenaniganery a lot. Some mean shenanigans afoot that episode. But at the same time, you did, Greg, you did come up with the term the butthole as far as our
Hmm.
corner of the internet that you have
Yeah.
apparently been sucked
The
into.
butthole of the corner of the internet. Yep.
Emphasis on the corn. But
Hmm.
yeah, so thank you again, Greg, for coming on the show. That was awesome. But as we talked about last episode, and as I'm sure we'll have linked in this episode description as well as the last one, Firkenstein Fest, his craft beer festival, is happening October 5th in Anaheim, California,
At
from
4
4 to
p.m.
8 p.m.
What
Yes.
8? Oh yeah.
And the Beer Belly Boys, we will be there. So definitely come by and say hi. But with that, we do have a list of some breweries that are going to be there this year at FirkFest
Ugh.
2024. So one thing that I got hyped for that I did not know about until today was that, so last year we talked about it on the show also. Last year there was a welcoming pour. And this year, Windsor Homebrew Supply is going to be making the welcoming pour. So I'm actually really
Really?
hyped for that.
Where'd you
Yep.
see that at? Oh, I
Uh,
see it. It's on their website, guys.
it's officially on the website, which again, we'll have that linked for you so you guys can check out the not only the brewery list, but give you a direct link to buy tickets also. It'll be a great time. But to start off, I mean, again, last year's welcoming pour was awesome, but I think Windsor Homebrew is going to be capable of at
I'm
least
excited.
equaling the
I didn't know they
the
do that.
right. Freaking cool. I mean, clearly, if they're going to supply people on how to brew their own shit, I would hope that they know how to brew their own as well. So I'm hyped for whatever they come up with, whatever it might be. But last year's stout was insane. It was a big boy imperial, so I can only imagine what's going to happen this year. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a freaking great surprise last year. And knowing that Windsor is going to be involved is awesome. But some of the breweries that we have that are going to be there are going to be Ambitious Ales. We have Beechwood. They're going to be back. We have Bravis, Common Corners, a local brewery around here. El Segundo is going to be back.
Okay. Those are pretty good. What I'm about to list off are going to be better. No, not better. I'm sorry. Just as good. There it is. Because
But
they're all
maybe
great.
better.
Maybe, depending on the one we're going to, and you know how many beers we're in. Eureka Brewing, Everywhere Beer Co., which I'm excited to have again. Their brewery is really
Yes.
cool. Gamecraft Brewery. If you guys have ever been to their trivia night, you should. If you haven't, you should. If you have, you should. Let me say it again. You should. Green Cheek. Green Cheek is one of my favorites. It's definitely top 7 for me when it comes to breweries. Yeah, I said top 7. And
All right.
Highland Park Brewery. That's another great one. I've been to that one like once before too. It's a great brewery.
Oh, nice. I think that's actually shout out to OG Chew Your Beer on Instagram. That's like one of his favorites, I believe, of all time.
It's a
So can't
nice
wait to actually talk
brewery.
with that man. I've yet to go, so I look forward to it. But next up, we got Honey Pot Meadery, who's going to be back this year. We got Horace, Long Beach Beer Lab, McLeod Ale Brewing back again, and Radiant Beer Co.
We got Rom Brewery, Santa Ana River Brewery. Ooh, they're gonna have Smog City. Smog
Yeah,
City, smog,
baby.
smog, smog city, bitch. Tap room beer, and then the brewery, which actually I had on Saturday. That place, that was the first for me, yeah.
Nice. It's a fun little area, huh? So the
Have you
brewery,
been
of
to that liquor
course.
store right in front of
No.
it?
Mm-mm.
Mr. K's Brewery. If you ever go, you should definitely stop by that liquor store. They're like a miniature size party house.
Oh, tight. Even smaller though. Oh, okay, okay.
It's smaller, but they have probably more craft beers.
Quality over quantity. I like
Hmm.
it.
Yep,
Smart.
no White Claws
All right.
there. No, they do. They
Couple
got
lot. I'm sure they do. They got to make their money. And then we also have Unsung Brewing, which we had featured on last episode, and then Villains Brewing, one of the more new OC breweries out there that we visited a little while ago. So I'm hyped. There's going to be even more coming soon on that list. This is just what they have lined up right now, so it should be a really fun time. If last year was any indication, this year's going to be ridiculous. So again, come down to again FirkFest 2024.
for
It'll
first.
all be linked up in the episode description. Come say hi, snap some pictures with us if you want. Have it, share a pour with us. It'd be fun. We got to be able to make sure we have like a picture with you guys cheering and having a freaking salute. That'd be awesome.
We're gonna be drunk. Definitely gonna be drunk. Even at
Yeah,
4 o'clock, we'll be drunk.
you'll have to forgive us, but it's true.
Yeah, it's been at least half a moon since we had drank at that point.
At least half a moon. I wanted to say I'm gonna be soberish leading up to the festival, but I don't know. I think if anything, it'd only be more responsible and smart of me to continue to be drinking leading up to the date. That
Yeah, you got to
way,
build the
my
tolerance.
tolerance exactly. I
Mhm,
can't
yeah,
go in
we
raw.
get each other. No,
Yes,
you cannot go in mad soft. You if you're gonna raw dog it, you need to be mad hard. There's your words of wisdom, AJ. That's just
gotta be
life
mad hard,
advice.
bro. That's true. If you come soft, you're gonna leave soft, and that's just not.
Yeah,
That's
you
not the
are.
way you want to be. You
No.
want to make sure you're ready, wet, hard, and ready.
I like that. That's a new t-shirt for us. Beer Belly, wet, hard, and ready.
That is kind of catchy. Not bad.
Name of the episode, just like that. I thought it was gonna be poop rafts, but nope.
Maybe that'll be the subtitle. Poop rafts. Jesus Christ. But yeah, it was definitely a pleasure having Greg on the show. Again, there'll be links so that way you can follow him on socials if you don't already, which I'd be surprised if you don't. But we'll have all that linked for you guys as well. But FirkFest is going to be ridiculous. We will definitely be seeing y'all there. Come 4 to 8. Don't be mad soft.
Mad hard.
Be mad
Yeah,
hard.
mad hard. Yep. If you're gonna raw dog it, you gotta be mad hard.
My daddy always taught me. Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
We might not get away with this. Do you have anything left in the chamber to give a words of wisdom, my sir? Aside from that, what else
Make
you
sure your
got?
chamber is nice and rock hard.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
There it is.
There you go. Fair enough. Well, we actually just had the wide release come out for our very first Patreon timed exclusive show, Beer Belly Last Call. So if in case you're not sure what that is, it's a bonus show that we have where we will monthly release timed exclusive episodes on Patreon. This last one, the very first one we had was Deadpool 1 and 2, where John and I sat down, we talked about it among vast many other things.
Did we really talk about it?
I know, right? Deadpool 1 and 2-ish, and then went off the rails in a very fun fashion. Be on the lookout for that, or it is already out, so you can find it not only on Patreon now, but after a few months or so of the Patreon release, we will then release it wide across all platforms. So that way everyone gets a chance to. But if you want to support the show, make the show as great as it can be, it helps out a bunch. For $5 a month, you can sign up for that Beer Belly Last Call tier. So that way you get those Patreon exclusive shows day one, months in advance, before the wide release. And again, as an added benefit, it helps support the show. That way we can afford all the different beers we want, as well as further production value of the show, so on and so forth. We have a lot of goals.
Get canceled. We need the money.
We give us as much money as possible before that happens. That's the goal. Let us not be broke as long because you give us money prior to that occurring.
You want this podcast to be rock hard, you got to give it money.
Don't let us be mad soft. We just gave you the words of wisdom on how not to be. Now help us have that same value, please. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone that has taken the time. If you have any suggestions on what tiers we should add, by all means, we've already had a couple suggestions thrown our way, which we will continue to consider because, again, if you guys want to pay for it, we're willing to do it.
Yeah,
again,
but we need the money.
Exactly. And
so do the naughty stuff for the money.
Don't make us work those corners anymore. Don't make us do that. The whole point of the show is to get off the streets and into your sheets, but not having to do it from the streets themselves. We're going to digitally be up in that. Not mad soft.
No, not at all.
But anyway, this has been an episode of Beer Belly. If you have any questions or comments that you want to send our way, there's BeerBellyPod@gmail.com. You can find video episodes on Spotify, audio everywhere else. Probably you're listening to us right now, but if ever you want the video, again, Spotify. I'm sorry. Spotify or the Spotify's will be the way to go with that, of course. Send us in your craft beer suggestions so that way we can drink them on future episodes. That'd be pretty dang rad. And again, we will see you at FirkFest August 5th, 4 p.m.
We're
to 8
doing
p.m.
it mad hard.
Freaking be there. Expect us to already be drunk when you say hi, but definitely say hi. That'd be awesome. And let's get mad hard together.
Yep. As a group, as a community, let's be mad hard.
Never thought that would be a sentence we'd say. We'll see you next week. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
That was naughty.
Oh, my God.